Good morning, my name is Megan, and this is my chicken coop. Hi everybody, welcome back to the AM Coop. We have a lot of new additions going out of this weekend and into this week, so I'm so excited to talk about everything that's new here. I just let the ducks outside into the pen that has been worked on. Adam has been working very hard, so I'm going to give you guys an update on the ducks, and also we have some new laying hens in the coop, so I'm excited to show you them. To start, I'm going to get my 8 initial ladies out to free range, get them settled outside, and then we'll get into it. Alright, so my ladies are outside, and then I keep these inside because they're not the best at learning how to free range yet. Adam spent 20 minutes the other day chasing them around, so I trust my other 8 ladies. They stay right around the coop. These girls, not so much. So until they're more used to being here and until we have an established outside pen for them, they just hang out in here. As you can see, we have some new additions up here that you have not seen before, and so I'm going to go through some of the new ones that we have. Starting off with this black and gold one right here. That is called a golden laced Wyandotte, and we have 3 of those. We have 3 of those ladies. And then this black and white one and this black and white one, those are called Brahmas, and we have 3 of those as well. The rest of them might be a little bit harder to show because they're a little skittish, but I'm going to do my best to show you everybody that's new. This lady here is one of 2 new ones that we have. It's called a black copper Moran is what we believe she is. And her sibling is hiding up there. She's that dark one, but she does have some copper in her. She's pretty cute. And then this one is like an Americana mix that came with the Brahmas and the golden laced Wyandottes. So in total, we have added 9 ladies into the coop recently, and let's talk about what that's doing for our egg production. They are still currently getting settled in, and so our egg production hasn't gone up too much, but we're still averaging 6 to 7 eggs a day, which I'm very happy about. Here are the little lady chicks. There's not much new to update you about them. They're just growing and doing their thing, starting to fill up the pen more, so Adam and I have been talking about their next steps. But yeah, they're just getting really big, getting lots of colors, and super fun to see them grow. So now we're outside with the ducks, and a major change that they've had is adding in this kiddie pool. As you can see, it's a big hit. So they have a huge kiddie pool now. It goes out pretty far, and then we've started the frame for the flight net that's going to be over it so that nothing can get out and nothing can get in. The hopes for this pen is eventually to be used for multiple different species. Obviously right now the ducks are in it. Especially the cull ducks are a little bit skittish, so they have been happy to stay in this pen. But eventually we might have pheasants or other birds that are a little bit more flighty in here. Over here, the ladies are out and about wandering, doing their stuff. They're happy little campers for the next little bit. Really quick, I just wanted to discuss, as you can tell, we are a few ducks short. Adam and I made the decision to kind of switch routes that we're going on. So we kept the 4 khaki Campbells. We believe this one in front is the male, and then he has like the 3 ladies behind him. And then we still have Mr. and Mrs. And I think with the ducks, our plan is to use the cull ducks for breeding and hatching, and then the khaki Campbells for the egg laying and the selling. The other 4 ducks that we had really weren't going to be the top bunch for those 2 wants that we have these animals for, so those went on down the road and found a new great home. Now I'm out in the quail coop, and I wanted to take some time in here to talk about the quail a little bit. So over here we have our 9 ladies that are a little bit younger, and their schedule is that they should actually start laying eggs on the 8th of this month. So I'm very excited to see if they're going to start laying eggs. We have not been able to sex them yet. They're still not quite old enough for us to be able to tell, so we are waiting to see if we can get them sexed, and then we will make some transitions going forward with males and females, because we do have, I think, about 7 males on the ground right now that are extras that we don't have enough hens for. So Adam and I have been waiting to see what we're gonna do with the extra males that we have, if they will be sold or butchered for meat, or we are looking to see our options for that. But first we have to wait for these guys to get old enough. Our older quail pens have been moved around a little bit as we have learned how to sex everybody. So we have 3 in here, 1 male, 2 females. Down in here we have 5, 4 females, 1 male, and then same down in here. And we had been waiting very patiently for them to start laying eggs because they are definitely of age to lay eggs. And Adam and I were getting pretty discouraged that we weren't getting any eggs yet. However, the cages are designed on an angle for them to lay eggs and have them roll down into this tray here so that they're easily reachable. And we were like, why aren't we getting any eggs? Well, the other day we figured out that when we lifted this up, the eggs were actually not fitting underneath this little bar, and we had like 4 eggs back there. So we collected them, and now we will definitely make sure to check under the feeders and make sure that we are collecting all the eggs that the girls are laying. So we are very happy that they have started laying eggs. All right, so I'm now in the office with the brooder and the incubators. They're still set up in the office. And I had a few things that I want to talk about first with the first batch of chicks that we have hatched out. So here is the info on them. We had 1 dozen quail eggs and 2 dozen chicken eggs. 1 dozen of the chicken eggs were Oricanas, and the other dozen were 3 different mixed chickens. And out of the Oricanas, we had 11 of the 12 hatch. We had 1 pass away, so that leaves us with 10 Araucana chicks, which we are very happy about. And we also had the mixed eggs, and we had some success with getting them to hatch. We had about 50 hatch out, but most of them did unfortunately pass away. We're not quite sure what happened. It seemed like a failure to thrive situation. They would hatch, look great, dry off, get them moved into the brooder, and then they just wouldn't go anywhere from there. We did the same thing with both chicks. We were pulling the brown eggs out with the Oricanas at the same time when it was time to pull the chicks out of the brooder, and for some reason they just did not thrive and did not live. So that was a big bummer for us, but moving past that, we're still very happy with the chicks that we have in there currently. So after everybody was done hatching, and we're a couple days past our hatch now, we have an established dozen chicks that are all happy and healthy, and the plan for them is that they will be getting a new home soon. We're hoping to get them settled in into their new family where they can grow up and have their eggs and be happy little campers. We think that we didn't really end up with too many roosters, so we're happy that we had mostly hens. And then the other thing we have to talk about is the quail. We had a dozen quail eggs in the incubator. We had 2 hatch the day that they were supposed to hatch. I believe they were actually a day early, and those 2 have thrived. They are getting their feathers in, they look great. And when it came time to get rid of the rest of the eggs, we went ahead and took a look into those eggs, and they were not developed at all. I don't even think they were fertilized. They had no growth whatsoever. So it was bummed that we had issues with the fertility in the quail eggs, but the 2 that were fertile did hatch successfully and did live. Here we are at the brooder, and here is everybody. As you can see, they are all so cute, and look at our 2 quail are getting so many feathers. So they have graduated to a bigger waterer, a larger food station, and they are growing just perfectly. I'm super happy with them. In our brooder station, we have it set up with a tray underneath, which will get dumped as soon as I'm done filming. And then we have actually space for another brooding section. We do have to figure out the heat lamp situation for that one, but we are hoping to have a second brooder station in here because we have lots of eggs in the incubators, and I'm so excited to talk about that. So we have these 2 incubators currently going, and I wanted to let you guys know what is in them. So we have in this first incubator, there are 5 Mrs. Call Duck eggs, so eggs that we have collected from our Mrs. Duck in there. And I wanted to talk about the fertility with her eggs. We had 1 initial egg that we used for eating, and I had looked up how to tell if they were fertile or not. So in eggs, they will have a little white spot, and that white spot is like the female part of the egg. And when it is fertilized, it will form a white ring around it, kind of like a bullseye, and that does mean that it is fertilized. When I ate Mrs. Eggs, I saw that hers were fertilized. So we're excited about the 5 that we have in there. She hasn't laid anymore, and it kind of got out of the time frame, and we had to get them into the incubator so we didn't lose fertility, but they are in there. And then we have 6 assorted call ducks of different colors that are in there as well, with 2 dozen guinea fowl eggs. So we are starting our guinea fowl journey, and I'm very excited. So that is incubator 1. In incubator 2, there are just more call duck eggs. Lots and lots of call duck eggs. We are very excited to get into the call duck breeding and all the different colors and kind of open our variety of the call ducks that we have. So super excited to see those hatch out. And then we actually had so many eggs that Adam went out to Tractor Supply and got us a brand new incubator that I cannot wait to show you. It is so cool. And in there we have a dozen Easter egger chicks, 1 dozen call duck eggs, and we have 1 dozen pheasant eggs in there. So we are also starting our guinea journey along with our pheasant journey, and that is super exciting. Really quick, I wanted to take some time to tell you guys the hatching time for all of the eggs that we have in the incubators. The guinea and the ducks both take about 28 days, and the pheasants take 23 to 24, and the chicks that are in with the pheasants take about 21 days. So I'm really glad that they went in on the first. That makes it a little bit easier to calculate the days. And then also we will be candling them to check to make sure that they are progressing correctly. And we candle on days between 7 and 10 days. And then again at 14 days and 17 days, I believe, is kind of the candling schedule. So we will be candling tomorrow, actually. So I am super excited to see how the candling goes tomorrow. I'll take some footage for you guys. And here is our new incubator. As you can see, we have a much larger viewing window along with a digital screen that tells us our temperature, how many days we have left, and our humidity. Our humidity is a little low right now, so I'm actually going to show you guys how I will be adding in some water to get our humidity up. And in here, this is the one that has the pheasant and the guinea and the Easter egger eggs. So here on the side of the incubator is our filling hole. We have 2 filling holes. I'm just going to show you this one for now. And I also have my water and I have a syringe. And I'm going to go ahead and get some water and put it in there. I just put my water in, and as you can see, the humidity already went up a degree. If it goes too high, all the incubators have these red pieces on each side that pop out to allow the humidity to drop. So I will just keep an eye on this through the rest of the day, make sure I'm keeping an eye on that humidity. So our temperature just dropped, the red light came on. That means that the incubator is kicking in and is producing a little bit more heat to get it back up to 100 degrees. My cat Chester decided to make an appearance today. He just recently moved in with us, and he loves the chicks. He doesn't bug them, he just likes to sit and watch them, and he thinks they're his friends. Sometimes I'll take one out and let him sniff them, and he is just so happy to have his little chick friends. All right, question of the day today is, out of all of the birds that I listed that are in the incubators, what are you most excited to see hatch? Leave a comment and let me know what you're looking forward to. My name is Megan. You just watched the AM Coop. Thanks so much for watching. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you next time.